So, hello and welcome to Friday afternoon. We are ever so slightly late, and we apologise for that. But I think that the um, online fairies are at their Christmas party.
Robin, can you see us on screen?
I
Robin,
can now. My thing just automatically muted me as well. Sorry.
yeah, can you see us? Sorry, everybody, if you can see us, but
We can
Robin,
see you.
oh, right, I wasn't sure why you'd started before we'd got onto the
Yeah,
screen.
because you weren't there, but then oh, it's very strange.
Okay, apologies, everybody. We'll start again. Welcome to Together Unlocked, the final Together Unlocked before we break for Christmas and come back in 4 weeks' time on Monday, the 11th of January. I'm Ju Gosling, also known as Ju90. I'm the artistic director of Together 2012 and one of the co hosts of this stream today. We've been having a few technical problems for the last 3 weeks, or should I say more accurately, our provider has been Be Live. So we expect to be moving to a different system in January, so the only errors are our own. I'm going to give you some quick audio description before we move over to the West Midlands, where I think we should be able to see Robin back on screen quite soon. I'm wearing, in honour of Christmas Jumper Day, a black Christmas jumper with various patterns of Santa's, Christmas trees, and I think reindeer. Yes, Julie's checking it out as well. I've also got a red pound shop pork pie Christmas hat, various bits of sparkling jewellery. My self-styled Corona hennaed crop is fortunately hidden underneath that. You can just about see my green eyes peeping out from great big bags, and I've got pale olive skin, black wrist braces, and black glasses. So, quite a sort of back to front, very circular bit of audio description compared to what's normal, but that's because it's Christmas Jumper Day.
You don't mean that you've got bags with eyes peeping out.
I do. I used to have eyes with great big bags under them, but by today I've got bags with eyes peeping out.
So that's for the audio description. I'm Julie Newman. I'm the chair of Together 2012. I'm very pleased to be presenting the last, with Ju and the others, the last episode before the winter break. I'm currently wearing a red and white Santa hat with a bell, which, if I move too sharply or awkwardly, will ring. I'm wearing tinsel around my neck. I have dark rimmed glasses, and peeping out from under my Santa hat is gold and silver hair. Veritable fortune. And because I don't have access to a Christmas type jumper, I'm wearing an imitation jumper, which is actually two t shirts, one of which on the outside, which is white with a bit of holly and some writing saying Joyeux Noël. And the under t-shirt is a lovely purple colour, quite nice, lavender really.
Thank you, Julie. And behind us, we have a small rainbow Christmas tree and a sort of green. We still haven't quite decided whether it's a green troll or a green Santa, but it vaguely Christmassy anyway. So, at the other end of our long virtual wheeled sofa, what kind of Christmas jumpers have you got on, guys? And of course, who are you and what do you look like?
Well, hi, good afternoon. Sorry for any false starts there and disappearing off the side of the screen there, just sending a message, but it's all good now. I think everyone can see everything, as it were. So, hi, I'm Robin Surgeonator. I am business director at Together 2012, one of the many joyous hosts of Together Unlocked. I today am sporting very Father Christmas hair. Actually, this is Father Christmas in his more youthful look, obviously, with my no rimmed. Josh is giving me really quizzical looks. I can feel them. Um, no rimmed glasses, black with black arms. I have blue eyes hiding behind them. I have a relatively pale English winter complexion at the moment, I'm afraid. But to set that off, I am wearing a black round necked t shirt. I apologise. I'm not wearing a jumper, but wool is not something my skin likes. So I am wearing a black jumper, and I'll just about it. It says having a rocking Christmas, and it is somebody a Santa. No, it is Santa, not a Santa. It is Santa playing a Fender Stratocaster, because that's what Santa plays, obviously.
I don't know, Robin, why you think wool has ever come near any of these jumpers. Certainly not the kind you get off a sheep.
I am Josh Surgeonator.
Oh, that's a little bit quiet, Josh. If you could just turn it up a bit.
How is that? Is that
lovely?
Lovely. So, hi, I'm Josh Surgeonator. I'm one of the other hosts of Together Unlocked, and I am a PhD student. I have swept over, slightly messy blonde hair, a ginger beard that is in chronic need of a trim. And today I am wearing a Christmas jumper that is kind of light grey, kind of bluey grey, dark grey, and white, with kind of snowflakes and lines and patterns on it. But more importantly, it has the logos of the rebellion. And then on the main body is a Star Wars Christmas jumper. So we have, where are we? We have some snow speeders, and we have some Imperial AT-ATs from the Battle of Hoth, because I am a massive, massive nerd. So,
And now I'm so jealous of your jumper. Where did you get it from?
from an online kind of pop culture retailer.
I can tell you the name if you want. It's EMP.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were naming it. They do lots
Never heard of them.
nice and kind of pop culture things and film stuff. So yes.
So if anybody wants a jumper like Josh's, yeah, I would actually consider that myself. So I think at this point, before our sound causes any more difficulties at this end, we would just like to say some thank yous and give some messages. A huge thank you to everybody who's been watching us through the year. A huge thank you to Global Real Time Captioning in terms of Norma, Katie, and most of the time our very own Julia, who've been captioning since June with the support of the London Emergency Fund from the National Lottery. We couldn't be doing it without you. We'd like to thank everybody who's been supporting us behind the scenes, everybody who's been contributing, and we would like to encourage you. We'd love to see your contributions on the show, whether you're doing something at home for a hobby, whether you're developing your first professional show, whether you're a mid-career artist. We'd love to have you on. I'm going to put up some text on the bottom of the screen with our email address, but you can just drop us a line at info@together2012.org.uk, or indeed just look at our website www.together2012.org.uk, and all the contact details are on that page. As I said at the beginning, this will be the last show for 4 weeks. We always take a 3-week break after our festival because the team has just done so much overtime at that point, but also there are other things to do over the holiday period, and we're going to be looking at some of those later in a something for the weekend holiday special. This year, of course, you have also got the whole of our Disability History Month Festival online to explore. Officially, it finished last night, but we just think of it as completed last night. So now you can see exhibitions, performances, take part in workshops, take part in other activities, share family activities, and more than I can even remember. So there's 3 weeks to explore that festival. Our Join In From Home programme is still there as well. And finally, we just wanted to, as we always do, say stay home, stay creative, stay well. We're based in East London in the main London 2012 Paralympic host borough of Newham. East London has the worst COVID-19 rates in the UK at the moment. That is increasing. We're likely to be going into tier 3 next Friday. And what that means, for example, is if you're used to eating your meals at a community cafe, that cafe will not be open. So we really encourage you to plan now and to plan to be indoors as much as possible. I know we hear a lot about the tragedies around this Christmas, but actually, if you are on your own or you can't take part in the usual big family gathering, cast your mind back to all the years where you just really, really wanted to be at home with a box of chocolates and your choice of food and your choice of telly, and go, this is that Christmas. The universe has finally granted you a selfish Christmas. So think of it that way. But whatever you do, stay safe. We want to see you all back in January.
Can I just take this chance to say, excuse me, an enormous thank you to our staff. Our 3 members of staff have been wonderful this year. They've been flexible, they've been consistent, they've been reliable, and they've really helped. And indeed, our volunteers, Taylor, has been brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our clubs program team, and some of them you will have seen on the show. Hazel has been sending in some interviews for us, but behind the scenes, Alison Marchant and Noel Guinan, every week when we show the poetry on a Wednesday afternoon, they've been running the pop-up poetry club in the morning, then they've been typing up poems and phoning people up and sending us the poems. So they've really been contributing in a big way. Also, of course, in terms of contributors, we can't say a big enough thank you to our associate drama company, Act Up Newham. Not only have they produced content for us every single week, but they've also individually produced content. And of course, Stereoplagia from Act Up Newham has become one of our key presenters. And very, very soon, we're going to show you this week's contribution from Stera, where, as always, she's showing us how to take part in an art activity that any of us can do. And the vast majority of us will already have the things at home to be able to do it with. There will be many other people we've forgotten to thank. And if we remember them during the show, we will get to that then. But I personally just wanted to say a huge thank you to the Surgeoners. I could pick them out for different reasons, particularly Josh, who's been such a wonderful assistant producing the festival with me over the last 5 weeks. But actually, they're a wonderful family. They've all been contributing in their own way. So from Julie and I, none of this could have happened without the Surgeoners, not the Unlocked show, and definitely not the festival. So we'd just like to say welcome to East London. Virtually, you're definitely resident here now. But I think next, Robin, you would like to introduce the first of our... Oh no, I tell you what, dressing up to go out to stay in. There's one more Christmas jumper contribution to come. Let me see if I can actually find it, which is a slightly different issue.
Well, while you find that picture, I'll just say I think that a huge amount of thanks and congratulations has also got to go to Ju and Julie. And Ju, which whilst she not only anchors the show, but has actually anchored us down, and with the odd moment of frustration at our varying degrees of concentration, has mastered us, or mistressed us, sorry, through
Directed, I think will do.
that'll do. Well, yeah, see, there you go. But yeah, over the last 106 shows, I think now. So thank you, Ju.
Julie is counting. She's saying 105. I can't believe it. So, well, thank you for that. But it's just been, as I said to our club's participants earlier, it's been such a privilege this year. You know, it's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to work with you all, to undertake these jobs on behalf of us all. So I'm the one that's really saying thank you. But finally, in dressing up to go out to stay in, our weekly feature, which this week is being dominated by Christmas Jumper Day, we have our assistants dogs, Precious and Jazz. Precious is wearing in the front of the photograph a pair of bright red antlers, and Jazz in the background is wearing a Christmas jumper. We will be putting this picture up on the highlights and links page with the links and the videos as always. That's just under the main Together Unlocked TV pull down menu. For those of you who are seeing this photo sideways, I have no idea why, but I do know that's yet another bug in the Be Live app and another reason we're taking a month away to try and see if we can find some equally accessible but perhaps better functioning solutions. So I'm now going to take the photo of the dogs off the screen, but first again I'd like to say thank you to Julie, because her assistant's dog Precious filmed, I think, probably at least the first 4 months worth of our virtual nature watch. My dog, for some reason, doesn't seem keen to do any of those things at all.
Okay, so I think we're going to be ready any second. I'm going to introduce us now to a new artist to Together 2012. His name is John Cotton, and his artist name is Cotham. Sorry, his artist name is Sandstone Silver. I've met him quite recently, and I'm going to be working with him on supporting him with hopefully bringing some of his songwriting um, to to the recording studio and getting it out there for everybody. But he sent us this really lovely short Christmas message. So let's listen to Sandstone Silver.
Hello there, my name is Sandstone Silver. I've got a song that originally wrote by myself that I would like to share with you. It's called Love Across the Miles on Christmas Day, and I hope you like it, and Happy Christmas. Okay, a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Winter whispers across the open plains, laying crystals for all to see. As they glisten, I think of you today, wishing you here with me. Sending love across the miles on Christmas Day. Sending love across the miles to where you stay. Sending love across the miles on Christmas Day. Bringing you home to me. Thoughts are with you and memories of this place when I kissed you by the Christmas tree. Precious moments of times when we embrace, wishing you here with me. Sending love across the miles on Christmas Day. Sending love across the miles to where you stay. Sending love across the miles on Christmas Day. Bringing you home to me. Feeling your love and all that it's worth at Christmas time, at Christmas time. Feeling your love and all that it's worth at Christmas time, at Christmas time. Sending love across the miles on Christmas Day. Sending love across the miles to where you stay. Sending love across the miles on Christmas Day. Bringing you home to me. Bringing you home to me. Bringing you home to me. Merry Christmas. All the best. Bye.
Try pressing that button again, Ju. Right. So you can feel it sound up. So I'm going to hand over to Robin to introduce the next item.
Absolutely. So we've already mentioned Stereoplagia as one of our, kind of ongoing presenters now. We would like to now show you a short video from Stera called How to Make an Ice Picture Video.
Hi, I'm Stara. It's cold in the wood, and I'm going to make a painting out of ice. Bye.
Well, our buttons playing up all over the place today. So what a lovely video. And Josh would like to going to just add something to that.
Well, just give a little bit of audio description first for those that couldn't see that video. So we had Stera in the grounds of their cottage in the forest somewhere, and it was kind of lovely and snowy. And she'd collected some leaves and kind of bits and pieces, and then kind of frozen it in a block to create this lovely kind of ice picture. And we were talking before the show, kind of if it's going to get that cold, because they do have kind of snow on the ground there. But we're saying while we're watching the video that actually, you know, you can do that at home if you have a baking tray or a bowl and a freezer. You know, you can still kind of get the same effect. You don't need to go and dig a hole in the garden and hope that it gets a bit snowy. You could use the freezer for the same effect. But yeah, it created a kind of really lovely picture and kind of really showed off the leaves and bits and pieces that she'd collected in the kind of suspended in the ice.
Thanks, Josh, because I failed there to give the audio description. I think that at the moment it's down to us. So we are going to move on to a special.
Could I just ask Josh to check the other message?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we'd just like to say thank you to Stera and Hannah as well for that video and all of their contributions throughout the kind of almost year that we've been doing Unlocked with all of their arts and crafts and different kind of pieces. And then thank you to Merlo as well for taking us on rides around
Norfolk.
Yeah. A kind of foresty farm, middle of nowhere area. So it's nice to get out and see some countryside. So thank you to all three of them for that. Now our next segment is the Winter Paralympics. So this is a 7-round competition, I believe, if I've done the maths right.
Yep.
So there are 4 rounds of heats. There are 2 semi-finals and then a grand final. So in each of the 4 rounds, as the West Midlands office and not knowing who won, we will pick a side. The winner of each of the 4 rounds progress to the semi-final. The winners of each semi-final progress to the final. And that does mean that if you are, I'm going to say good with selections, but lucky with selections, I think is probably a more accurate description. You could have both competitors in the final, and in which case you can just take a victory lap whilst we all applaud your outstanding success.
So can we assume this is one film and we just keep going as it runs? Okay, brilliant. So as I say, we will be representing Birmingham 2022, and we do have a competitive Christmassy toy ready to receive or not receive the trophy or whatever for winning. So I think let's see if you're ready, Ju. Let's run the film. We're going to choose. We're going to go right in the first round, left in the second.
Left in the third, right in the fourth.
Okay.
So right, left, right. Or wrong, as the case may be.
And we'll try and keep a tally on this, and then we'll work out. We have to shout very quickly when it gets to the semis which one we think is the likely winner.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Josh can do the audio description and make sure you're close to the mic.
So we have our first round of competition. So Ju is preparing our competitors as we start. So we have two Santas. So we are on the right, London are on the left. Currently, I think that London are winning round one. I believe that our competitor may have taken a slight detour towards the left.
Even though I meant right hand.
Oh.
Whatever. That's it. So London win that one. So that's a London Santa.
London win round one with a standing up Santa. Round two, we have snow people.
Sure. We've just opened in. We still can't hear.
We're tweaking the desk. How's that? Am I a little bit louder now? Yep. Sound like a DJ. A little bit louder now for those people that remember what that song is. So on to heat number 2. We have 2 snow people. So we're going for the left on this side. Is this left side of the screen?
We'll stick with that now.
Yes. So this is left-hand side of the screen for West Midlands and right for London. And I believe that London have gone forwards and taken a detour off, and then we appeared to just go backwards on that one. I'm not entirely sure how our clockwork toy went backwards when it was facing forwards. So we've gone for there we go, a rerun following an objection.
Oh, right.
Ju appears to have developed psychic abilities for the Winter Paralympics. So, and we are off again, and they appear to be neck and neck this time, or at least it appears like that from this angle.
It could be carrot and carrot.
Hey. We'll have to wait for the judge's official decision. She's not sure either.
Oh, that's a
and
round
it is
each.
A victory for us.
Yeah, that is one round each now.
We have a Santa for London, a snow person for the West Midlands. Onto our Christmas tree races.
Do you know what? This is ridiculous, but my heart rate's going up now.
Doesn't matter that you're a Paralympic champion with both international competitions. Clockwork toys. Here we go. So Christmas trees. We are on the left again. London are on the right. Again, from the angle that we're watching, it's very difficult to see who's actually in the lead at the moment. But I do believe that London may be storming this one slightly as they get closer to the camera.
Definitely a London lead going on.
So it's currently 2-1. London have a Santa and a Christmas tree. We have a snow person. So on to round number
wobbly
4.
Santas.
We have wobbly Santas.
This is definitely making it Paralympic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is I keep expecting Ju to smile when I try and say funny things.
Yeah.
And not remembering that this is the recording.
This is the T44 Santa heat. And that is a classification joke for anyone that didn't get that. And we are back on the right for this one. I do believe we may have actually come into the lead. But London look like they're storming for a comeback.
Oh, it depends who keeps going.
It's a little bit close. I've been looking at it so long that it now looks like they're CGI.
Looks like London is trying to cut us up.
I think London have edged it.
Oh, look at this.
With a little bit of lane interference. So on to our first semi-final, and we'll have to see how Ju has done the seeding for the semi-finals.
Oh, so this is an all-London
So this is an all-London semi-final, which we may have been absolutely dire in the heat, but we are guaranteed a finals. Well, we're not actually, are we?
No, we're not.
We're-
So the choosing a side,
Well, no, we're keeping our competitors, I believe. We're keeping our competitors. This is an all London final. So we have a Wobbly Santa versus a Christmas tree. And the Wobbly Santa appears to be going for a lane infraction again. Because he's a Wobbly Santa, he has veered the wrong way and only interfered with himself. However, I do think he's still interfered with
he's
himself.
going
Slightly
very
further
well,
forwards.
actually. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to having to.
So
If our snow person, comes up against the pointy Santa,
the Wobbly Santa. So we now have non-Wobbly Santa. I think running with two legs that work properly is cheating, if you ask me. But there we go. So we have London with a pointy Santa, Birmingham or West Midlands with a snow person. I do believe the snow person may be in the lead.
at the moment, it depends who lasts longest. I think.
Oh, I do believe we've gone. And
Well, do you know what? If fate could be predictable, then we
so
have a
we-
London
this
versus
is
a
West Midlands final.
Birmingham
So
2022.
this is for all the marbles
Do we get a rest?
or mince pies. Yeah, straight into it. No recovery time. He's gone to see the physio. He's had a quick massage.
Ice bath.
Ice bath, yeah.
Here we go then. The pressure's on.
So we have Wobbly Santa versus a snow person. And they appear to be doing some sort of... now they've gone for a fight, I think. Rather than a race, it's turned into a
It's a
boxing
crossover
match.
chicane there.
They've done some Red Arrows-esque crossing over.
Oh, now this is going to be... I mean,
I think from this angle,
that is...
it is going to be a Wobbly Santa has wobbled his way to victory. So congratulations to
London.
London on their absolute dominance in the Winter Paralympics of Christmas snow sports.
Well done. Whee! So
We did have our competitor ready. We had stolen from our fireplace Christmas penguin with his earmuffs and it sings, but we. It sounds awful down the microphone.
Don't know how long it goes for. Right, is going to get evicted.
It does have a stop button.
Oh.
I just think he'd forgotten that.
I never knew him.
Back to me and I press stop.
Well done.
Congratulations to London on the Winter Paralympic Clockwork Extravaganza Tournament 2020.
Okay. So I do believe that we timed that absolutely almost perfectly to start to look about what ideas for things to do over the week, over the winter, over the holiday. Oh my golly. Things to do while we're not here. There you go.
11th of January, which is when we're back on air. So
we're going to start. We'll start with Julie's,
yes.
I think. So what we had, Julie has.
Can we say we don't have sound good from Josh again?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that is really strange.
How is this? There we go. I'll just get all up on the microphone.
Okay, we're very weird. Okay, not to worry. Hopefully you can hear that. So yes, we are going to move in. Normally on a Friday, we talk about things to do at the weekend, and always been during lockdown. So we've tried to bring you stuff you can do from the comfort of your own home in the main. As with everything, we're asking you to stay home, stay safe, stay well, stay creative. There's an extra stay something in there, I am sure, but Ju will now put that across the bottom to just ensure that you know exactly what we're asking you to do. So we're going to look at what Julie sent us in. So she has asked us to look at a couple of films to start with. The first one is a film called The Man Who Invented Christmas. And it's all about Charles Dickens and, in fact, his need to make money for his family. Apparently, this is going to be on Channel 4 on the 20th of December. I won't give too many details specifically like that, just because these will be on the highlights and links page, as will all the amazing, interesting things, and London's win of the Paralympic Winter Championships, of course, as well, will be featured extremely lightly, I'm sure, with probably flashing lights and stuff like that all around it. So that sounds like a good thing. I mean, obviously, Charles Dickens is extremely well known for The Christmas Carol, and I guess that it's going to be, it might be actually a bit autobiographical. And I never knew that, so that's kind of very interesting. My dad was always a massive fan on Dickens and his essays. So there you go. And then Netflix has some films to watch as well, which have caught Julie's eye. The Nutcracker and the Four Realms is a fantasy about an orphaned girl who's been left the keys to a fairy kingdom. Now, I think that's the kind of film that whatever EJ Emily might say to you is the kind of film she does still like to watch.
And
yeah,
Julie.
and Julie, absolutely. So that's great. And there's some other things on The Night Before Christmas, night spelt with a K, so as in knights with armor and swords and stuff like that. And Jingle Jangle, which is one I don't know. Probably can check that out.
Yeah, Netflix has a huge variety of Christmas films.
Yeah, I've got...
and a lot of them are kind of ongoing series almost. The kind of sequels come out each year. Netflix just pump out a huge amount of kind of original content. And Christmas films are included in that. So in terms of Jingle Jangle, that came out this year, has a kind of really big cast of actors in it that looks really interesting. So it's kind of Forrest Whitaker and Hugh Bonneville and people like that. So it's one of the things that I've seen that said, actually, that might be good to have a look at. But yeah, all of the streaming services, and I know you're coming onto that in a minute, Dad, have a huge range of Christmas films. So leading into you, that's a lovely segue for you.
Thank you. That was awesome. But I will finish on Julie's, because Julie has also said, if you want to do some baking, she's found a recipe for a vegan Christmas cake. Again, the link will be on the page. That sounds extremely interesting, and there are various ingredients that you have to have in a Christmas cake, which we wouldn't generally recommend, but sometimes go very well. So I will now. Well, actually, Josh, do you want to give us your recommendations next?
Yeah, so I had a few different recommendations. I was going to talk about some the availability of films, but I know that Dad and Julie have already covered that. So some of the things that I found were on Hobbycraft, which is a craft store. I was going on specifically to find ideas of DIY Christmas craft kits that are things like kind of stencils and kind of they come clear of kind of snowmen and Christmas trees and reindeer, and then they normally come with little pots of paint, so you can kind of decorate your own decorations and things like that, which I've linked to on there as well. But whilst I was on there, they also had a couple of different kind of free things. So there was a free to download winter colouring pages that have some kind of Christmas to-do list, kind of lights and things that you can colour in and check off when you've put them all up. And as well as a guide on how to make stars out of paper bags. So those kind of, what you'd consider a kind of classic sweet bag when you used to go to a sweet shop, kind of that style bag, and kind of how to turn that into a paper star that you can then hang, which looks quite interesting. And I imagine if Mummy's watching and she hears that, we'll then have to go and buy some paper bags, because she will be all about that. So we may have to go and do some shopping off the back of that. And then I had a couple of more sporty things just because I wanted to talk about them as things to watch. Sport's always a good thing to watch over Christmas, or at least I think so. Although it does annoy mum. So the first one is a para swimming things. We've talked a lot about how there's not a lot of para sport going on. Over the last couple of months, kind of top para swimmers around the world have been competing with kind of filmed videos. That got them through to a kind of semis and then finals. So they actually raced last week at their various training centers around the world. And then those different videos are being kind of produced into a finals program, which is going to go out on the 16th of December at 4 o'clock on British Swimming's YouTube page. So it'd be quite interesting to kind of see how that works. I know it's not super Christmassy, but it was something that I wanted to just mention because I'd completely forgotten about it until I saw a tweet about it this morning. But yeah, it'd be exciting to watch some para swimming over the Christmas break.
Okay, and then back to me. So I mean, I'll start by going back to films and get them out the way. Just I was worried Josh was about to steal my thunder. Just it shows how well we communicate at home. Well, actually, I was helping Emily with her clarinet. There you go. Anyway, so there is a website called the IMDb, which is the International Movie Database.
Yep.
And they have their own selected top 100 Christmas films of all time. And what I've said, on the website is it's a great list. Most of the films have got links to where you can watch them as well. A lot of them, I mean, if you have, a lot of them seem to be linked to a jungle somewhere in South America. And there is a nominal fee against the films if you don't already subscribe to that jungle. And or sometimes additional fees. But anyway, I think that depending on how so there are links to them, but also if you go through the list, you can find well, I want to see that film and that film. You don't have to go through it all and choose the ones and find ones that you don't have to pay for or you want to. But a family film for £3, and you can all sit around with your popcorn and your hot chocolate. It's still pretty good value for money and a lot cheaper than having to go to the cinema.
Just to clarify the technical point on that, yes, they do link to Amazon, but that's because there's a connection between IMDb and Amazon. So when it takes you and it shows you the price, that's just to rent or buy the film. It's not to stream it. But if you do see a film you want and you have subscription services, just copy and paste it into the search. It'll come up or it won't. And if you have other ones, you can try the different kind of availabilities. But yeah, thanks
for clarifying that, Josh, because you can tell I'm not the streaming expert. I just watch them. Okay, then something a little bit more genuinely Christmassy as well. Raymond Briggs, mostly famous for The Snowman, also has a similar production called Father Christmas, which over the last few years has been done at the Lyric Theatre. But this year, the somewhere called the Tobacco Theatre, which is in Hammersmith, have linked with the Lyric and produced a film of the show, which is streaming between the 9th, I think, and the 24th. Again, obviously, the link will be on the site. And it's very strange because if you're an individual, the tickets are free. If you're a family of 15, it's £15. I'm not quite sure how they know who's who. But I think it's more of an when you go to the website, it talks about how they've struggled over lockdown. So actually, if you've got £15 to enjoy a really good recording of a live theatre show, then please put that in. And for Ju, it's the short link at the bottom. I forgot to delete the big fat link at the top. Apologies on that one. And lastly, I mean, and this is a site that actually we've used for a number of years as our my children have grown older, which is called northpole.com. and it does everything from having craft ideas, Christmas cooking ideas, Christmas games, to the very famous Father Christmas tracking GPS program that obviously follows Santa from beginning his day of delivering um, presents on the date line somewhere a long way east, all the way till he meets the date line when he's come all the way round to the other side of the world. So and that's fun, and you know, and certainly when both Josh and Emily were in their younger years, it was a very exciting time to see how close he was before they had to go to bed. I do see
Yes, you was just saying today is the second day of Hanukkah as well. So we have talked a lot about kind of Christmas themed things, and we are wearing Christmas jumpers. But largely, there are a number of other holidays that all happen around this time of year. So I was looking earlier on Eventbrite for Christmas events, and I literally typed Christmas in, and hundreds of things came up. But honestly, if you were looking for another holiday, similarly, just kind of go onto Eventbrite or Google and type in whatever holiday you are looking for, and things to do or online events, and you will get a whole internet's worth of ideas and responses. But certainly with Eventbrite, you can kind of filter by price and language and all sorts of things. So yeah, for those people that are celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah on the second day. And then anything else that you had?
I mean, I apologise, Ju, if you sent a link, some things to do and haven't spot. Oh, that's great. So, well, we know that Ju is doing nothing but resting, and I think very deservedly so after the 5 weeks of festival and many hours having to we finished doing the festival in the daytime or at the end of the evening, and then Ju has to then kind of go and rework it all to get it up online. So it's been a huge amount of work that you don't see that goes on to make the festival happen. And I think really, we've got a couple of minutes. I mean, the first thing is to say we will be back. We will be back on the 11th of January with our first lockdown. No, first unlocked. Oh dear, it's that time.
I think it's nap time in the West Midlands.
Of our first show of.
To be honest, we could have another lockdown by the 11th. So let's wait and see.
I mean, interesting. I don't know if you saw, but I mean, they've just changed the isolation period to 10 days. And I think that when your phone went earlier, I sent you instead of Tracy. But interesting enough, they've reopened Emily's school from Monday, which is because that's it. But Monday is 10 days. Anyway, enough of that. So we're going to have a great time. We all hope you all have a wonderful break. We know that you're going to miss us, obviously, because what more is there to do on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 3 and 4 than join the Unlocked team? We hope that you are able to stay well. We do hope that the weather doesn't get too horrible and cold, but if it does, we need you to stay warm as well. And I think that's really, really important too, is that this time of year, particularly if you live on your own, make sure that you've got clothes handy to put on if for any reason you can't get to where you thought, where they are. If you do feel unwell, speak to somebody about it. We don't want anybody not phoning a doctor because they don't think they've got COVID, because there are still, unfortunately, many other ailments, particularly at this time of year, that can get to you. And if you've not been able to get to a flu jab because of COVID, that's also something else just to think about. But to finish, when I finish on any of that, let's think. I think everybody can eat mince pies. There are vegan, gluten-free mince pies, and it doesn't mean everybody likes them, but it doesn't matter what your background, your culture, your religion. I'm hoping you are able to eat mince pies because they are just delicious. So I think
So-
what I'm going to do now is pass it over
Yeah.
to Josh to say bye, and I'll grab my guitar.
So, yes, with that being said, and while Robin grabs his guitar, happy holidays to everybody that is watching. And we will see you all in the new year back on the 11th. Now, I'm going to mind out of the way so that Robin can play us out.
So just while Josh is moving, yeah, I'm going to play what is rapidly becoming a Together Unlocked favourite. So bye, Ju and Julie. I'll just get my words up because there we go. Collect the wire. Okay. Hoping that this sound is okay and nothing is either too loud or too quiet. This is for the last time this year on Unlocked. We Will Survive. First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live with COVID locked inside. Then I spent so many nights thinking how I could be strong, kicking back, believing life can carry on. Then we found ways in digital space. We just learned that there are many ways to help communicate. Didn't need to change our outlook, didn't need to find a key. All we need is some hope, 'cause hope can set us free. So now go, walk out the doors. Oh, just accept the fact that just for now, no visitors anymore. We're not trying to be mean, not trying to hurt you with goodbyes. We will fight coronavirus. We won't just lay down and die. Oh, now go. We will survive as long as we stay safe and stay locked down home inside. We've got all our lives to live. We've got all our love to give. We will survive. We will survive. Hey, hey. Let's use all the strength we have not to fall apart. Keep trying hard at keeping fit for a healthy heart. You could spend your locked in nights feeling sorry for yourselves. You could brave the isolation and break free from your shell. We will emerge like butterflies do. Oh, beautiful and flighty with your lives ahead of you. If you feel like dropping in, I'll politely say please leave. We are saving all our anti-bac to ensure our food's germ-free. So now go, secure your doors. Just accept the fact that just for now, no visitors anymore. We're not trying to be mean, not trying to hurt you with goodbyes. We will fight coronavirus. We won't just lay down and die. Oh, now go. We will survive as long as we stay safe and stay locked down home inside. We've got all our lives to live. We've got all our love to give. We will survive. We will survive. Oh, now go. We will survive as long as we stay safe and stay locked down home inside. We've got all our life to live. We've got all our love to give. We will survive. We will survive. Hey, hey. Together, fans, Unlocked fans, everybody out there, have a fantastic Christmas from Unlocked and everyone at Together. See you in 2021.